Alright, welcome to Ekidel, where we train future and structural engineers. My name is Pasha Ochet. Now, today we want to finish the last part of this video on steel. Now, this is part 6. We have done part 5, whereby we did all the connections. And because of the length of this part 6, we cannot join part 6 and part 5 together. So that is why today we want to look at part 6, which is what? How to generate our drawing from this ProtaSteel into what? To AutoCAD. Are we together? So it's very, very important. If you know how to model, analyze, design, and even do all your connections, but yet you don't know how to export it, generate your drawing to AutoCAD, the work done is still zero. So thank you very much. So let's now dive into the action, not to waste time. Is that okay? So now, once you have done all your connections, for example, you want to do all the connection for all of this. For the sake of this video, I'm going to use only one. Is that okay? Only one steel to do what? To do everything. Is that okay? And it's an advice. For example, if in the course of your modeling, this one, for example, this particular one is the highest steel, are we together? Maybe it's a 203 by 2 by maybe 75 by 15. Maybe that is the highest. Then when you come here, you can now use this highest to generalize it, which means whatever this one gives is what they are going to use for all. That's in form of an advice. And if you want to do it individually, good and fine. But don't forget not to also waste your client's money in terms of printing. Is that okay? So now, let's now dive in. So once you have done all your connection, if you want to download the connection is being done, check our part 5. Is that okay? Of this video. So now, this once you have done this connection, the first thing to do is to do what? Highlight. Is that okay? You highlight it all. You highlight and wait for it. Is that okay? You highlight. Let's wait for it. Let's wait for it. Let's wait for it. Let's wait for it. Okay, as you can see, it has been highlighted. So the next thing to do now is to come to this place called Drawing and Report. So click on it. As you click on it, you see numbering. Is that okay? Click on that place. You see what? Perform numbering. So click on it. Is that okay? So now say apply and start numbering. So click on it and let's wait for it. So it's now trying to number part numbering. You see, it's numbering them. So let's wait for it. So it's numbering them. So I want to see how fast we can be on this video because it's somehow the steps is somehow lengthy. So let's wait for it. Let's wait for it. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's still numbering. So it's still numbering. Alright, so you can see numbering completed. Is that okay? So you click on what? On OK. Is that okay? Click on what? Apply and then close. That is that. So click outside. So that's that. So we have finished numbering now. Is that okay? We have finished numbering. Then for this steel, for this member you are seeing here, for this particular member you are seeing here, now this is top chord, isn't it? And this is bottom chord. So if you want to generate your top chord, there's a way you generate it. Is that okay? And if you want to generate your bottom chord, there's a way you generate it. Is that okay? And if you want to create a section for this drawing, there's a way you generate it. And if you want this 3D to also be part of your detailing, there's a way you also do it. All we are going to do in this training. So therefore, now let me start by, first of all, let me do this. Let me look for the top. Let me start with the top, or let me just use this small one. Let's say select this. Is that okay? Let me show you something. Select this, right click, and then click on what? Assemble. Is that okay? Then right click again and click on show only selected. So you can see. So that part, this steel, this bottom chord. So you can see these are the connection on it. So by the time they go to the workshop, this is how they are going to weld this and bring it to site. Use it now. This side is going to be done and it will be brought to what? To site. So right click and then click on show all. Is that okay? And if I click on the top, also top chord, and click on highlight or select the assembly, so see it, and then right click and click on show all, so you can see. So at the site, sorry, at the workshop, this is what is going to be done and it will be brought to what? To site. So you can see it. So you can see it. If you want from the site, or if they want to do it at the at the workshop, whichever one, but this is how it's going to look at the top chord. Is that okay? So that is that, and click on it and then click on show all. So now for me to now generate my bottom chord, now the way I will generate my bottom chord, please note, the way I will generate my bottom chord is the same way I'm going to generate my top chord, and it's the same way we are going to generate our column, assuming we have a steel column which is stanchion. As we have a steel column, the way I'm going to generate this particular bottom chord is the same way we are going to generate column at the same time your your top chord. Is that okay? And in case you want to generate your poline, only your poline, why not? Good and fine, you can do it that way. Is that okay? But what is needed when you have this kind of structure is what I want to show you now. Now let's go there. So now what I will do, since I want to generate this one bottom chord, I click on it. Is that okay? I right click and come to this place. You see, come to what? Create drawing. Is that okay? And come to what? Assembly drawing. Is that okay? So that is that. So let's wait for it. Assembly drawing is coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. So it's creating assembly drawing now. So let's wait for it. Okay, it's done. So now come to this place, drawing manager. Double click and wait for it. So you can now see. So you see it now here. Do you see it now? So what do? You double click. You double click on it and wait for it. You see? It's coming up. It's trying to generate it for us. So it's trying to generate it for us. So if I like, I can close this because of my system. I think that's why it's somehow slow. So you can see it has generated it for us. Is that okay? So you can see our bottom chord. So you can see it, our bottom chord. You can see that connection that I showed you the other time. So you can see this is it. It has been generated. Everything has been what generated for us. This is our gusset plate. So you can see our gusset plate. You can see for section DD, section C, and the rest. Is that okay? So you can see. So this is how to generate it. So and in case you want to move your dimension, so you click on it, so you press it down, you can see this is how to do it. Is that okay? So that is that. And also if you want see, as I said, if you want this one to be moved, so you can see it, to expand it, to move it, see, you see, you bring it like this. Is that okay? And if you want to move it, let me zoom in. So let's say I want to separate this one now. I'll just come here, you can see, move it and bring it to this place. So do you see it now? So that's how to do that. And in case you want to adjust this one, so all you need to do is just to come here, you can see it has changed. So you can bring it in, so you can see it. Is that okay? And bring it out. So that is that. Is that clear? So that is that. And okay, so let's now rename it. You don't want the figure, the what they call it, this number. We don't want this number here. So let's rename this. So for us to rename it as bottom chord, what do? You double click here. Is that okay? And wait for it. So you can now see it here. You can see this place. You can now name it as what? B chord. Bottom chord BC. Is that okay? BCD. Let me just use BCD because of time. So BCD, and then click on what? Okay. So you can see it. BCD rather. That's our bottom chord. So that is that. And then you click on what? On close. So you click on yes. Is that okay? So yes. And click on what? On close also. Is that okay? And let's wait for it. Good. We are back here, isn't it? So that is that. And if you want to create for the top chord too, is that okay? Top chord, the same way you are going to do it. Is that okay? Top chord, the same way you are going to do it. So not to waste time, just the way I did this one, that's how you are going to do the top chord. Is that okay? So that is that. Now the next thing is, how do you now generate your this here junction here, this your connection here? How do you do that? So we are going to be doing that now. Is that okay? So for you to do that, you click on this, the gusset plate, and come to the other this place still. Come to this place. You see it now. Detail item. So let me move it a little. So you see it here. So let me say connection 1. Let me say con 1. Con 1. Is that okay? Or let me just make it 1. Let me say G1. That's gusset plate 1. Gusset plate GS1. Gusset GS1. GS1. Then click on add. You can see it up here. Then click on select object. Now click on this one, and also this one. Then right click. So you see it has appeared. Then you now come to this place. By the time it's detailing, you want the back, you want the right, you also want the bottom, and also the 3D. You click on the plus sign, click on it, and then click on what? On close. So do you see it now? So we have done that one. So if you also want to generate, let's choose another one. Let's say this one too. Let's say this one. I'm just an example. If you want it for all, the same thing we are going to do. Is that okay? So since the same thing, all of them are the same thing. Is that okay? All of them are the same thing. You can just pick one of it. That's if they are the same. Is that okay? That's if they are the same. You just pick one of them. So that is that. Let me now pick this one. Let me pick this. Let me assume this. Let me see, pick one of the bottom. let me click on this, then come to this place, then move it so I can see it, then click on what, GS, that's GS2, click on add, select, come to this place, select this one, select this one, select this one, then right click. So you can see it there. So all I need to do, come here, I want to see the back, I want to see the right, I want to see the bottom, then at the same time 3D, click on this back, sorry, plus sign. So that is that, and click on what, on close. So that is that. What about the top? So that's what we are going to do for all if you want it. Is that okay? So what about the top? I also want the top to also be seen. So I click on this one, sorry, I choose this top, let me choose this top. Good. And I come here, click on this, click on this, let me put it on one side, let me zoom it like this, let me come this way, then click on this, and also what, type a GS3, click on add, click on select, so you can see GS3, then select my this, yes, I think it's this one, yes, this one, and then right click. So you can see it now. So all I need to do, I also want the back, the right, the bottom, and also the 3D by clicking on the what, on the plus sign, and then click on what, on close. So that is that. So not only that, haven't done this one because we want all this connection. So let me also have for the center here, so click on this one, click on this, then come to this place, so you can see, then you click on what, GS4, click on add, click on select, click on this one, and this one, then right click. So do you see it now? Say now what do? You now come here, we need the back, the right, the bottom, and also the 3D by click on this one, and then that is all, and then you click on what, on close. So that is that. Should we have one on this side? So no problem, let's just have one and then call it a day. And if it's this junction here too, if you want from this junction, so you also do it the same thing. So do the same thing, click on that's a GS6, click on add, then select, come to this place, select them, I select this, sorry, I select this, select this one, my right, select this one, this and this, then right click. So okay, that is that. And then I come to this place, I want the back, this, and then this, then the 3D, click on this and also close it. So that is that. Then next one is we want to get our polines. I think those ones are okay. The same way you are going to do for all, for get your connection anywhere. If it's a stanchion, that is column, is that okay? With your base plate, you want to do is the same way we are doing this one. We are also going to do that one. So though very soon we are going to release video on how to create your base plate with the anchor bolt at the same time generate the drawing. So that is that. So now let me quickly do for poline. Let me do for poline. Let's do for poline. So click on this poline. Click on this. Okay. So then click. That's P1. Let's make it a P1. P1. Click on add. So you can have it here. Then click on. We have a this, then this. So do you see it now? Then we also need the back, this and this. Then the 3D. Click on 3D. That's the plus sign. Then close it. Is that okay? So do we need another poline? Yes, we also need another poline. Let's take it to another side. To this other side. Let's make use of this one. Click on this. Is that okay? Click on this one. Sorry. Click on this one. Click on this. Then P2. Click on add. So once you have clicked on add, click on select. Where is it? Okay. So click on this one, and then right click. So that is that. Then let's bring it up. So we need our back, the right, the bottom, and also the 3D of it. Is that okay? Then what do we do? We do what? We click on close. So that is that. Now, having done all of this now, let's see how we can now generate those ones out. Is that okay? Once you have done this, good and fine, congratulations. So the next thing to do is to now come to this place. The next thing to do is to come to this place, your drawing. Is that okay? Double click on it and wait for it. Let it come. Okay, so at this place, you also click on what? On drawing manager. So click on it, double click and wait. So you can see our BCD. We want everything to be on our BCD. Is Is that okay? If it's column can be separate here. If you have done for column, you can generate column and leave it and save it, but it will appear here. That's how I want it to separate column and all of this one. So, but for this one, I want all the drawing to be what? To be here. So I'll double click on it again, and let's wait for it to come up. Come up. Okay, it's working. Okay, it's working. I don't know why it's slow. Let me close it. It must have been there. All right, close. So you can see we have it here, isn't it? The other one we created, our bottom chord. So you can see it here. So now all we need to do is to come to this place, 3D. Don't forget, all our gusset place want to generate it. So come to this 3D, right click and click on what? Create viewpoint. Click on it. So let's wait for it. So it has appeared. So all you need to do, let's move it from here. And put it here. So you can see it now. Now that you are here, very, very important. Is that okay? But let me do something. Let me delete it. Sorry. Let me do something before I do this one. You understand why now? So let me delete it and say, okay. So let me go back. Since we have done all the connection, no problem. So do I need to save this one? Let me save it. Yes. So let me go back. Go back. Close. Okay. Let me go back. Okay, so we have done all our connection. Before we generate all those ones, there's something I want us to do. Very, very important. What I say? Very, very important. So very important. So let's create the section. Is that okay? Let's create the section for this. And for you to create that section, is that okay? For you to create that section, since our steel is at the what do you call it? At the story 2. Is that okay? So let's double click on story 2. So double click on the story 2. So you can see the story 2 here. Is that okay? So since we are on story 2, you can see those two we have done on story 2. So you can see it here. So what we now do at this junction is that you come to view. You see view, click on the view and click on view by 2 points. So click on it and then come to this place. Zoom. Why is it so slow in zooming? Answer me. Sorry, it's coming up. Is my system. Okay. Let me just pick from here. Let me zoom it in. Let's zoom it. So I hope you are following what we are doing. It's very, very interesting. Once you understand it, take your time to watch these videos several times. Before you know it, you master it, and before you know it, you find it so interesting. Is that okay? So let me come here. Where is it? Let me come here. It's along this line. So it will be somewhere here. Okay. Sorry, we are trying to zoom it so we can have what we want. So let's zoom it. Okay, let's put it around this point at this junction here. I'm coming, it's still zooming. Okay, let's click here. So let's wait for it. So you can now see it. So you can see we have generated it. You can see all the connection, you can see, and the polyline, everything that has been done. Is that okay? So you can see the section, how everything is. Is that okay? That cantilever side, so you can see everything has been done. So all we need to do now, since we have done this, so what you have created now, you can see it. You can see it here. So what you need to do is double click this place, and then this place, rename it as what? Section. Is that okay? Section. Is that okay? And then click on what? Apply, then okay. So you can see it's section. So what you do now is to go back to your 3D. Go and click on your 3D. Now we can now go to that side. Is that okay? Go to that side by clicking on what? On this. Double click and let's wait for it. So in case you have not subscribed to Ekidel, I want to say try and subscribe and also like this video and also invite your friends to also watch our videos and also be good like you that is also watching. So once you have got to this place, click on this one, click on it, drawing manager, double click on it, and don't forget we click on this one BC that time, isn't it? BCD. So which is our bottom chord. Is that okay? So let's wait for it. Okay, it's coming up. So let's wait for it. I'm trying to be fast to reduce the length of this video. We are already at 21 minutes. So okay, let me close it. It must have been generated. Okay, so now close it. So you can see it, isn't it? That first bottom bottom chord we created. See it here. So now that section, you can see the section we have created, isn't it? So click on it, then right click and click on what? Create viewpoint. So let's wait for it. So you can see it here now. So can you see it here? So all I need to do now is to move it. So you can see it has changed. I bring it to this place. Is that okay? So you can see that the distance here is too much for me. So you can see the arrow have changed. This because have changed. I move it closer. Very good. Is that okay? So I move it closer for me to now continue. So if I want to now dimension it, it's at this point I dimension. I click on dimension. You can see horizontal, vertical at an angle. So it's horizontal. I click on this. Click here. Click here. Sorry. Here. I also go further and click on this place. This place. So you can see. And this place. I think that's all. So then right click. Okay. Okay, I not click the other one. So come to this place, click on it, and then come to this place and click. So do you see it now? So we have dimensioned it, and if you want to dimension this up to the polylines, which is very important too, at an angle. So you come to this place at what? Escape, and then click on what? The angle dimension. So click on this one and go to that place where you have this one. So do you see it? Where we have this one. So move it. So also move it. Let me see to this last one here. So let's move it. So this is how you go about it. So you see it. So also come to this place and also click on it. So this is how you go about it. Is that okay? This is how you go about it. Then what do I do? Once I've gotten it, this is how you go about everything. So now click on right click. So do you see now? That's how to dimension. If you want to dimension that aspect. So that is that. So have we done this one, which is our section. So we have to now bring out that 3D. Is that okay? So escape it, then click on 3D, right click, and also click on what? Create viewpoint. So let it come. Thank you. So you can see it here. So you can see it here now. So what we need to do now, let's wait for it. Okay. So now what we need to do is to move it. Is that okay? Move it and bring it here. Is that okay? So once we have moved it, so don't forget, if you look at this, they are all showing circle, but no label, isn't it? Good and fine. But watch what is going to happen. And if you look at this place, all these places, they are also circles and all of those things, isn't it? So now, this aspect is very good because it's part of what you are going to print out. Is that okay? All the things you are seeing here, you are going to print it out. So all I need to do, since I'm here, is selected. Is that okay? Like this, it's not selected. So like this is selected. So I'll now click on this one, this connection detail drawing macro. Click on it and let's wait for it. While we are waiting, in case you have not subscribed to Ekidel, as I've said, try to subscribe. At the same time, we have Ekidel group whereby other engineers have come together to see how we can help one another. In case you are designing and there are challenges, you can quickly post it there, and before you know it, the other engineers will respond to help you solve the problem. Let's assume as I'm doing this, I have a challenge. I can post it into that group. Before you know it, other engineers within the country and outside the country can quickly respond to help you solve the problem. So that group is called Ekidel group. That's why Ekidel is a place to be as a structural engineer. So also invite your friends who are yet to hear about Ekidel. We have people that are engineers, so that they too can also learn how to become a good structural engineer, because we are trusting God to see how we can minimize to higher percentage the structural failure in Nigeria and also other African countries. So that is that. So let's wait for it. It's trying to come up. Is that okay? It's generating. Let's wait for it. It's generating. Let's just wait for it. You see them automatically to be generated. So let's wait for it. Let's wait for it. It's coming up. It's coming up. So can you see it now? So you see it. It has been generated automatically. So can you see? For the polyline, so you can see it. What is the size of our polyline? The polyline is 100 by 50 by 10. Is that okay? That is that. So and also let's look at the 3D. So you can see the 3D. That 3D, you can see it. This is the 3D. And let's also look at the other polyline. That's P what? This one is P1 and this one is P2. So do you see it? So and the dimension for each, is that okay? For the top chord, for the top chord and that of your polyline, everything you are seeing it here. Is that okay? So it's there. So also let's also move fast. If you look at this connection here, this is what? Gusset plate 1. So our gusset plate 1, so if you look at it, this is 3D, you can see it. Then and also, so you can see the connection. The size of our support bracing, is that okay? Diagonals, you can see 90 by 90 by 7. While our bottom chord. Our bottom chord, I think this, yes, this is bottom chord. So our bottom chord is what? Is 100 by 100 by 15. So this is the dimension of the steel they are going to buy. Is that okay? For the bottom chord. And also, when it comes to the diagonals, this is size of steel they are going to buy. Is that okay? And gusset plate, everything will also be detailed there. So you can also see the other ones. And this is what? GS2, that's gusset plate 2. So I can see dimension there, the 3D. So what about this one? That's a gusset plate 3. So you can see the 3D. So you can see it. The top chord is what? 90 by 90. Use it now. 90 by 90, and our, what do you call it? 90 by 90 by 12. That's our top chord. Why the diagonals, the bracing is what? 90 by 90 by 7. So this now, these are the things they are going to make use of in the market to buy. So if you want to now print your work out, so you can now select the major one of these. Maybe you select this one and this one and this one and make it as what? GS3. So that is that. And there's something I wanted to show you that time. So if you look here, so you can now see it has been named. You see P2, so you can see it. GS4, so look at our GS4 connection 4. Look at GS6 here. GS6, so look at it here. And what about other ones? So you can see them here. So do you see it? It has been named. Everything has been named for us. So that is that. So you can see P1, that's polyline 1, GS2, GS3, and the rest. So that is that. Haven't done all of this. You can click outside. Haven't done all of this. If you also look at this place, you can see the names. Everything appeared here. Now, these are the things that is required of you at this junction. So once you have done all of this, the next thing to do, let's close it. Close this and click on what? Save. Yes, we want to save it. Is that okay? Then close it again. Is that okay? So if you look at this, what do you need? You need the detail for this gusset plate, this connection which we have generated, and also you need the size of the bottom chord of the bottom bottom chord which has been generated. And if you want the top chord too, to generate the bottom chord, you can also generate it just as we have generated the bottom chord. And if it's column, the same way we did that of a bottom chord is what we're also going to do for that other one. So therefore, let's now print our work out to AutoCAD. Is that okay? Let's export it. So all I need to do is to come to this place, and then click on this drawing manager. So you can see our work is where all the work we did, they are where inside this place, isn't it? So I'll click on it and then come to where export. Is that okay? Come to this place called export DSF export. Click on it and let's wait to where I want it at what? At the desktop. I want at the desktop. So I click on what? On OK, and let's wait. See exporting. So I'm trying to rush now to reduce the length of this video. So that is that. So let's see. It's exporting. So we can't abort, so we have to wait for it. Is that okay? It's exporting to the background. Is that okay? Don't forget it's what? BCD. Is that okay? Assuming we have created another one that will not join. Assuming that other section we did not join it here, then we have to do it separate. Is that okay? But since we have joined everything here, and you know how we combine everything at this point into this BCD, the same way we do for others. So it's working until this place is okay. So before we can now proceed, so let's wait for it. Is that okay? Let's wait for it. So let's wait for it. In case you have not subscribed, and in case you have not liked this video, click on like button. It's very important. By subscribing and also liking, it means you want us to do more. So now everything is, you can see done. BCD is what? Done. So also done. So click on what? On done. Is that okay? Since it's done, so click on close. Also click on close. Is that okay? So now at this point, let me minimize and let's look for our BCD. So you can see it here, BCD. So now open it, double click. Is that okay? So you see it's opening. Is that okay? It's opening. So let's wait for it. So let's wait for it. So that is that. That is that. How to do it. That is that. So we are waiting for it. It's coming up. So let's wait for it. Good. It's opening. Click on no. So let's wait for it. Let's wait for it to soon show. To soon show. Yes. So you can see our work. So automatically they are now in what? In AutoCAD. Since you know that this one is bottom chord, all you need to do is to select this all this one that has to do with what? Bottom chord. Since you are the one that did it, you know your bottom chord. So you select all of them, separate it. Then also this one, P2. Which one is this? Let me zoom. Okay, GS1. This GS1 rather. You also select which one do you need. You need this one. Let me just advise you. You need the 3D That's one. You also need this one that shows the other side, this back section, and also the front section. This one. These are the three things you need for this one now. So likewise, the other ones, those are the things you need. But above all, there's something we call, there's this software called Stonebridge Detail Template. Very, very important. Some have heard about it, some have not heard. And for this software, there's a way it's expected of us to do what, to detail our steel.